Alrighty, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk first about reflection number 1. If you're still writing, go ahead and keep writing. So for reflection number 1, we are thinking about how performers communicate objective in performance. So what do we think? How do performers communicate objective in performance? What did you write down? Damien, put it away, please.
I said with their gestures, like their body gestures.
Okay, so their use of body language, their use of body gestures, absolutely. What else? How do we communicate objective in performance?
They will do anything just to complete their objective, so they will completely change different tactics around the other.
Yes, okay, so their use of tactics. That anyone else have something you want to add to that? Yeah, Annabelle.
Like how well they know the person.
What do you mean?
Like how me and Izzy were.
I think you're getting into number 2. We're talking about number 1 still.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, no worries. I'm going to come back to you. But for reflection number 1, we're thinking about how performers communicate objective in performance. Okay, I want to point out something that Izzy brought up, which is one of the ways that we see performers showing us their objective is by their continued use of tactics. And when we were talking about the film clips, one of the things that I noticed happening was that when I would say, how do you know that that's what they want? You'd be like, the things that you were seeing them do and say to communicate their objective were their tactics, right? And so we saw that happening today, right, is that we could tell, and Izzy picked up on this, and Beto picked up on this, could pick up that their scene partner wanted them to leave, not because they necessarily explicitly said it, but because they were doing things to try and get them to leave, and those things that they were doing to try and get them to leave were their tactics, right? However, one of the things that when we're thinking about these objectives and tactics, that it is very much in a lot of ways dependent on character relationship, which brings us to Annabelle. Annabelle, what is it, that connection between character relationship and objective and tactic?
It depends on how well you know that person.
What do you mean?
Like how me and Izzy we were strangers, so it was hard for me to get her to leave. But with Andy and Beto, they were like siblings, so it was easier for Beto to just leave.
I think it'd be more like the other way around, supposedly. If it was actual siblings with each other, it'd be more like the other, even they understand that the other wants them to leave, but they'll still stick around just to annoy the other one.
So that conflict might play, yeah, certainly there is part of that. But in terms of figuring out the tactics, how did we, when we were coming up as a class with the different tactics that either Andy could play or Annabelle could play, how were they different depending on the relationship?
Well, the siblings, they knew each other. Me and Annabelle.
Right, so we know the relationship. We know that they know each other. So how does that change the different kinds of tactics that we can use? Beto.
Since me and Andy were siblings and they were strangers, it could determine if they could be physical, they could touch him or not.
Right, so whether the tactics we're using, that familiarity, right? How well do we know each other? If you know someone well, you can put your arm around them and steer them right out of the room, right? If you don't know them very well, you can't really do that. That would be weird. It would be sort of inappropriate to the situation. And so that's why when we're thinking about objective and tactic, that's part of why I teach it in conjunction with relationship, because we want to be thinking about how well do these characters know each other, what kinds of tactics are appropriate for that relationship. Alrighty, I will take these sheets. You can go ahead